Yeah, I love Zerg anything. I'm a big fan of watching Zerg go against all races, even themselves, because it's always a hectic match. It always is a hectic match. We'll get into the details in a second. Top at the 12 o'clock position in Sport in the Teal is going to be Eat Me, Drink Me as the Zerg.
It certainly is, and excuse me while I'm updating some of these score things here, because
no problem.
People with really long names, they totally screw up our scoreboard, guys.
I'll go with the next guy. How's that sound? All right, in the bottom left is going to be sporting the red. We saw him play once and take it a quick 2-0 quite decisively. It's going to be Nightshade as the Protoss.
It certainly will.
So I didn't get to check the rank of Eat Me, Drink Me. Did you get to take a peek?
I did not.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume Masters League.
Okay.
Since we are now in the round of 4.
Yeah, this is the semifinals, guys. The winner semifinal. So the players are obviously, I mean, at this point, quite good.
Yep, basically those who are not quite up to snuff are weeded out.
Yep.
Which is typically how the game, that's why the brackets go like they do. So.
It is true. So Nightshade, as a pro, poking up into the main here of Eat Me, Drink Me, sees the pool going down, pool first opening. Out of Eat Me, Drink Me, really standard. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Now, it was a 14 pool, so that is a bit of an earlier pool. We've seen a lot of Zergs go for the 15 pool lately. And just opt to get it a little bit later. At the same time, Nightshade throwing down that pylon and then the forge at the bottom, indicative of that forge fast expand. I do want to point out, though, on this map about the FFE. So if you go for the forge fast expand on this map, as you should as a Protoss player, as your average Protoss bear, the third base is really far away. It's very difficult for you to sort of take that base early, just with the distance that it is away. And so we see a lot of 2-base all-ins off this map for the Protoss. And I'm kind of curious. We actually saw a cannon before Nexus there out of Nightshade, which, I mean, I guess he feels like he has to do because of the number of Zerglings that are on the way.
Yeah.
And there goes that. Actually, you know what? I was going to say, no, it can't be. Never mind. I was going to say, I think he went for an earlier than 14 pool, like maybe an 11 pool, because he went for the 20 hatch. But I didn't actually see when exactly the pool went down, and he doesn't have an odd number of minerals, so he didn't do an extractor trick. So I actually don't know what build he did. But the long and the short of it is Nightshade is going to have to throw down an extra building or two to block.
Hero Probe, going to be the blocker.
Yeah, Hero Probe.
Gonna sit there and wait, say, bring it on, Zerglings. I can sit here all day while the cannon eats you up.
It's true, man. It is true.
So, Nightshade gonna be pretty safe here. He'll be alright.
Yeah, you will. Now, you have to note about this sort of play, is that Nightshade didn't want to put that pylon there. He much rather would have had his Cyber Core in that position, because it would leave that 1 unit space for anything else to get out. Also of note is that he went cannon before Nexus, and then he went gateway. That A delays his Nexus, and B delays his gateway, which delays his Cyber Core, which he still hasn't thrown down yet. Did he just forget his Cyber Core?
I don't know, but I
don't know. Did he just forget his Cyber Core?
Oh God, I hope not.
Guys.
I hope this is elite strat. This is elite strat. Give him I have confidence.
Did he just forget his Cyber Core?
He's going for quick +1 zealots.
We're at the.
No, he didn't. There's no.
He's got a 5-minute 45 second mark. There's no cybernetics core. He's going for another zealot.
He's really quick with those upgrades too.
But there's no cybernetics core.
I don't know if you've heard, but cyber cores are no longer popular
at 6 minutes. Okay, so this is actually going to be really dangerous for Nightshade, because I mean without a cyber core you can't do any other tech. And sort of the other big thing about that is that like no sentries, no immortals, none of that stuff. On the other side of things, Zerg has taken those double gas at the normal timing, about 6 minutes. There's the Roach Warren going down at 6:45. 3 bases are up.
Not only that, but Eat Me, Drink Me has had 100% scouting information with this Overlord because nothing could shoot it down.
Yeah, and saw the timing on that Cyber Core, right? Saw that Cyber Core took so long. So now we have a Twilight Council going down. Again, broad plain sight of that OV.
Yep.
And the first stalker is now on the way. So, I mean, here's the deal, right? We are at the 7-minute and 30-second mark, and Warp Gate is still 2 minutes out, at least.
Right. Easily, yeah. Yeah, this is the time where if you're Eat Me, Drink Me, you go, okay, I'm just gonna make a bunch of units.
Yeah. I'm not gonna count Nightshade out, right? He's doing some really good harassment here with these 3 zealots. He's actually probably gonna kill off this queen. And he's forcing a bunch of units out, but I mean there are roaches on the way now. Roaches are pretty good against zealots.
This queen is running for her life really well.
Queen is actually still gonna die, I think. Unless those Zerglings get like a really good surround. Nope. But yeah, so I mean that pressure was completely negated. Again, I mean we're talking about Warp Gate, not done yet, and it's gonna be the 9-minute mark.
Yeah,
huge gateway follow up.
Yeah, I saw that drop in what 6?
6 gateways.
6. This is the time. If I was in Eat Me, Drink Me shoes, I would just be pumping units and queuing them up in front of the door.
Dark Shrine.
Whoa. Okay.
Dark Shrine. And a robotics bay and a warp prism coming out. So,
going for the all tech route.
Nightshade is going to build all of the tech all the time. It's one of those things of like I don't always forget my cybernetics core, but when I do, when I finally get it, I build every single tech structure available to the Protoss. Where's the Stargate? I know it's coming soon. But yeah, so this is literally like Twilight Council hasn't been used for anything other than that Dark Shrine. Warp Prism's about to pop. Robotics Bay is on the way. Now, here's my thought on this. He's going to try and go DT Harass into a really big Stalker Colossus with probably +3.
Double Warp Prism play.
Double Warp Prism play. Okay, and Warp Prism Speed on the way with that Gravitic Drive. So he's definitely committed to the Warp Prism Harass.
He's definitely looking for the Warp Prism Dark Templar harass there.
This just feels like one of those things where if Zerg doesn't take critical damage from these DTs, they're just actually too far ahead, and you're still on 2 base.
Right.
So
I just want to know. I just want to know if you take a look at Eat Me, Drink Me's scouting information. He knows it's there.
He knows he knows the Dark Shrine is there.
Yeah. Look at where the Overseer is. It's in the main base.
It's true, man.
It's completely seen everything.
Yeah, he's seen that Dark Shrine.
Yeah, he's got Overseers on the way in his main. He knows it's coming.
Spine Crawlers, Spire. You're right. I mean, so yeah, this is not going to be super effective. Now, Speed Warp Prisms are really good at this sort of thing, right? And I think that Nightshade still might be able to make something happen here because of this committal to non-static defense, right? You want like 2 or 3 Spine Crawlers, you want a couple Spore Crawlers to sort of deal with this big multi-prong DT harass that's coming out. Because here we go, the second Warp Prism actually has a Colossus in it. What is this madness?
All the tech, all the time.
He's one Warp Prism Colossus drop harassing in the main.
Got the DTs.
While the other one's got the DTs. And let me tell you, 4 DTs is actually going to kill that Spore Crawler really quickly. Should he decide to do that, right? And here's the other Warp Prism with the Colossus coming out. He's got a Microdat Colossus, but we have 6 Corruptors on the way. That Spire is done. And that's going to end this Warp Prism harass like indefinitely. It's over at that point. I do like this Colossus harass. That's super cute. He could kill off a lot of drones with this, if he was really on top of it.
Those Corruptors are about to hatch though, and that's going to be it. That Colossus needs to get out of there. Actually, I think that Colossus is just going to be straight up dead. Yeah, no, the Colossus is going to be straight up dead. And these roaches are just conga lining their way across the map. Yeah, I mean they are. And Nightshade was going to try and take a 3rd base behind this harassment, which is really kind of cute play. It's a really late 3rd though. And I mean there's a Zergling and an Overlord pooping creep in the way. So it's going to be a full 60 seconds, Mathis, before he can drop that expand. And the Zerg army is marching, man. It is left its ant hole. It's marching across the map. I would like to see EatMeDrinkMe have some detection with this, though, because he knows DTs
True.
are on the map, and I think
True.
there's at least one mixed with this army, and there is.
It is true. It is true. And I mean, with 2 Colossus out, he actually can't engage this, or he shouldn't. Let me rephrase that. He doesn't have enough Corruptors to do this. He should not make this engagement. He's going to lose a lot of units. Granted, he can repro them very quickly. Oh, look at that. The War Prism. One of the War Prisms does get taken out. The second one still flying in. But yeah,
going down.
I mean, Nightshade actually, killed off basically all those roaches. So I feel like if he just pushed, he might be able to do a lot of damage. Because there's been kind of an overcommittal to building Corruptors, I feel, at the moment, out of our Zerg player.
Yeah, definitely has. His armies are now gone, essentially. But behind it all, he's trying to drop down a bunch of different expansions.
Yeah.
He's got 2 more going down, one of which is going to be, I think, going to be taken down. This Zealot and this Dark Templar, there's the cancel. He's waiting for the Overseer to pop before he can finally shut down the DT, and there's the Overseer. And he'll be cleaned up, but not before he had to cancel and rebuild that whole hatchery.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really good play, right? I mean, forcing the cancel there is going to delay. At the same time, he's getting his own 3rd up. He has the gateway wall, keeping it all safe. I still worry, though, for Nightshade, because EatMeDrinkMe now has infestors out on the map. Pathogen Glands is done. We should see a Hive. Is already done. So we should see a Greater Spire pretty soon. Out of EatMeDrinkMe, and
he definitely has the minerals and gas to drop it down.
Definitely has the minerals and gas to drop it down. He does need to remain safe against this sort of push that's on its way out right now. There's 3 Colossus timing, and he's producing 17 roaches, 24 lings. He's got Neural Parasite on the way, and I mean, with the Corruptor pack he should be able to deal with those Colossus fairly quickly, as long as he doesn't lose a whole bunch of those Corruptors for free. Actually, that was a really bad engagement.
He might get 1, maybe. Okay, so we got two of them. And the Fungals are going to take care of the shield. And here we go, roaches and lings swarming in. He might actually be okay, as long as he focuses down that Colossus, which I feel like he's not doing. There it goes. There's a Colossus.
Colossus does fall.
He's actually able to clean this up. Yep, now he's going to be able to clean this up and run this Protoss army out of the hive, out of the swarm.
Yeah, I mean, the power of the swarm displayed there. Nightshade in a really, really tough position. He can repro as quickly and as much as he wants back at home, but he is sitting on 3 bases to the 5 out of the Zerg, and I mean, one of these is a 3 gas with that rich gas geyser, of course. Yeah, I mean, this is a rough situation to be in if you're the Protoss player.
Absolutely.
Greater Spire, 2nd Spire, more infestors, more Corruptors, no Parasite about to finish up.
Looking to get that tech and that upgrades up, pumping as fast as he can once that other Spire shows up.
We have another War Prism drop here at the middle base. We'll get cleaned up.
There we are. There we go, cleaned on up. And they're going to drop a bunch of spines and a couple of spores as well, just to make sure that doesn't happen again, which I like. Static defenses is always an awesome investment. For a few minerals, you guarantee yourself safety.
Yeah, I think, especially as you start to get up that super immobile Broodlord army, Broodlord Infestor army, you kind of have to commit to doing static defense. And we have another War Pin down here at the bottom. We are following that War Prism. These Zealots are going to probably do a lot of damage here, and this is why there is this committal, of course, to static defenses. But, Drink Me is just like, oh, well, I'll just, what's he doing, man? He's engaging with his drones. Not sure if I agree with that move.
Well, it is at the very least they're getting cleaned up. But let's take a look at workers killed. He only lost 1 worker.
It's true, man. Only lost 1 worker.
Could have been way worse.
Yep.
But I think once the army showed up, the Zealots just retargeted to the more aggressive, more dangerous, and did not end up killing any more workers. EatMeDrinkMe looking in a really strong position. Nightshade grabbing that 4th now, the one towards the center of the map, and needs to be really careful. I mean, this has only one really access point as far as the ground is concerned, but I still feel once those Broodlords are up, that's going to be more of a hindrance than a help.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely put those Broodlords kind of on the backside of that expansion. Now, sort of the danger of doing that is that if you do that, Mathis, the Protoss can very easily sort of counterattack. And do a lot of damage that way. Hold on, we have a little bit of a roach incursion on the bottom of the 3rd base here, taking out both the cannons there, snuck in, force field, killed off some sentries. We'll get cleaned up But EatMeDrinkMe is just trying to bleed supply. Like, he is trying to get rid of the supply, do damage if he can with it, just so that he can get out more Broodlord Corruptor. And that's kind of what we see out of him. So he's got, you know, a few Broodlords out on the map right now, but here comes this Protoss army. It's going to be knocking down the door of this bottom base. Some workers guaranteed to die this time, Mathis.
I think you're right. I'll keep an eye on the worker kill count. Not yet.
Oh, it's a ton of fungals going down on that whole army. Here come the Broodlords. The blink forward by those Stalkers a little bit premature. It's not under the Broodlords. Mathis, he's actually losing all of these Stalkers to this Broodlord army, and without stuff that can shoot up, oh, the Neural Parasite goes down as well. All of those Infestors get cleaned up, though, and he just lost basically all of his Infestors, and he didn't kill off the entire Protoss army. I don't know if that was a good trade.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sentries are still all alive, man.
Now he's just, I think with these Broodlords, he's going to try and knock down this front door, but the Warpins of Stalkers might be enough to stop him if he can get them down. And smartly, I think that's what Nightshade should be doing, is worrying about a Stalker army just to take care of the Broodlords, because here they come, knocking down that front door. All the while, he has a Roach counterattack coming up at the front of the base, being everywhere at the same time. Is going to get trapped by some force fields. Those Roaches are going to get cleaned up, but all the while buying time for the Broodlords to just clean up this wall of warp gates.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly are. We do have one Broodlord over here harassing the mineral line of this base as well. So really, I mean, just doing a ton of damage everywhere. And here we go. Nightshade says, all right, this is go time. I'm just going to counterattack. And I feel like that is actually the right move. He does need to protect that Colossus against the Zerglings, which are racing their way in. So many Zerglings coming in will actually just melt. Oh no, an Infestor and a bunch of drones as well.
They are on attack move. They are not going to go down without a fight.
They absolutely are. And I mean, this is kind of a weird position because on the one hand, Nightshade is not really mining anymore with those two bases destroyed. But I feel like the army that he has sort of in his opponent's base, I mean, what does EatMeDrinkMe have? He has some Infestors and some Roaches. And if Nightshade actually clumps up his army over here, he might be able to win these engagements. But he's keeping his army really, really spread out, and that is not to his advantage right now.
And Nightshade is getting slowly picked apart, but now that this army is together, this Colossus Stalker mix could do a ton of damage. If it does end up becoming a base trade situation, whose money is your? I'm
gonna have to go in favor of EatMeDrinkMe in that situation. He's just got so many more bases. I feel like that's kind of going to be the deciding factor. But here we go, the Warp Prism here as well. Will it be used for additional Warpins? Or is he just going to micro this Colossus inside and out of it? One of the Colossus falls. That should be the end of the hopes for Nightshade, as the Broodlord army is now destroying his natural expansion, pushing up into that main. And yeah, I mean, EatMeDrinkMe basically has this in the bag.
Yeah, 192 pretty much won it.
Supply.
And the other downside about Nightshade pushing into EatMeDrinkMe's base is that at any time all those eggs could just hatch and he has a whole new army. We have a couple of Void Rays here going to try and clean this up, but I think it might be too little too late.
Yeah.
They will clean up, of course, but not before the damage is done. Roaches are going to be swinging in here as well. Even if they clean up all these Broodlords, EatMeDrinkMe has a bank to resupply them completely.
Yep, he certainly does. When we see a lot of Roaches and Infestors on the way down. Really good target fire on the Infestors. Did he just Neural Parasite that Sentry and drop his own force fields? I think he did. That's actually hilarious.
That's awesome. Now he's dancing it around.
Yeah, now he's dancing a Sentry.
And there it goes.
Yeah.
And now he's going to come up here, just pick off the space. Broodlords are all dead now, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nightshade should be GGing at any minute. So it's just a waiting game. So
expect the GG real shortly.
Nice fungal dropping down just to try and stop these Void Rays. He does not want to go down without a fight. He is going to keep going till the last building goes down. I can understand that feeling, that frustration.
Yep.
Happens to us all.
Probably because Zergimba.
Zergimba.
Yep.
It's alright, it happens. It happens. And now he's just going to have to hunt down the remaining buildings. But he knows where they are, as he was revealed.
I was going to say, he does know where all the remaining buildings are. So hunting them down shouldn't be that bad.
Nope, not at all. But I will give it. I will give credit to this Void Ray.
Oh, he's burrow dancing the roaches.
Oh, look at the corruptors. You have to take care of that one void ray.
And there's
And
the
that's what he was waiting for. That'll be the first game of this best of 3 between these two players. I'm gonna have to take a look at EatMeDrinkMe's rank.
Yep.
I'll be curious what league he's in. Stay tuned though, guys. We got game 2 coming on up in the Semi-Pro Gaming League Southwest Division.
Don't
See
go
you
anywhere.
after this commercial break.